A while ago, I shared a video titled 5 Best Budget Digital Pianos, where I introduced products in the $1,000 range. Back then, I mentioned that choosing a digital piano these days feels like walking through a complex maze. Are you still lost in that maze? Honestly, the more great options we have, the harder the decision becomes, and it only adds to the confusion. So today, to save you the headache, I've narrowed it down to the only 3 you need to know. These are the value kings in the $500 to $800 range, lowering the barrier to entry while maximizing satisfaction. The instruments I'm introducing today are excellent for everyone from beginners to intermediate players. If I were a student again and had to pick a piano, I would definitely choose one of these. I'm confident they'll make the perfect gift for yourself or your children. However, if you have a lot of playing experience or are very sensitive to sound, you might find the built-in tones of these budget models a bit lacking. So, in today's video, I'll also show you how to upgrade any digital piano to a high-end studio quality sound. Just like this. If you're curious about how this difference was made, please stay with me until the end of the video. Before we dive into the products, let me briefly explain a few terms to help you understand better. For more in-depth technical details, please refer to my previous video, Everything Classical Pianists Must Know Before Buying a Digital Piano. Today, we'll just focus on the essentials. I promise, if you just listen closely this once, you'll be able to understand any digital piano specs like a pro from now on. First, and most importantly, key action. This refers to everything from the surface texture of the keys to the mechanical structure that recreates the feel of a real piano, and even the sensors that detect your movement. Every manufacturer has its own name for their key action, and just by looking at the name, you can tell how close it feels to a grand piano and how much expressive detail it allows. For example, Roland's PHA-4 standard action is famous for 3 specific features: triple sensors, escapement, and ivory feel. 1. Triple sensors mean there are 3 sensors detecting the movement of the keys. While entry-level models usually have 2, having more sensors allows for more accurate tracking of fast and delicate playing. 2. Escapement is a mechanism in a grand piano that allows a note to be played again even if the key hasn't fully returned to its original position. In digital pianos, this is recreated as a subtle click felt when pressing the key. It's a touch that classical pianists find very important for fast trills or repetitive notes. 3. Ivory feel refers to keys with a texture that mimics synthetic ivory. Not only does it feel luxurious like a real piano, but it also prevents your fingers from slipping during long practice sessions. Next is polyphony, or the maximum number of notes that can be played at once. If this number is too low, you might experience notes cutting off abruptly when playing with the sustain pedal. For intermediate classical players or above, I recommend a minimum of 96. Finally, the 3-pedal system refers to whether you can use all 3 pedals just like on an acoustic piano. If you're a beginner or mainly play jazz or pop, a single sustain pedal might be enough. But if you're studying classical piano seriously, all 3 pedals are essential. Now, based on these criteria, let's take a look at the models. The first model is the Roland FP10, for those who believe that key action is everything. The biggest strength of this model is the PHA-4 standard action. This is the same action used in high-end models costing over $2,000. Roland is practically the only brand in this price range that offers a hammer action with triple sensors, escapement, and ivory feel texture. Many classical pianists rate the PHA-4 as one of the best in-class key actions. However, the keys are relatively heavy, so you might feel some fatigue depending on your playing style. I recommend trying it out in person if possible. The polyphony count is 96. While you'd need to move up to the FP30 for higher specs, this is more than enough for an entry-level model. Unfortunately, it does not support a 3-pedal system. This might be a downside for those looking to study classical piano seriously. It supports Bluetooth MIDI, allowing you to easily connect to various music apps wirelessly. It's a popular entry-level digital piano from Roland and is widely considered by many reviewers as the best value-for-money model. Second is the Casio PXS 1100, which maximizes space efficiency with its sleek design. It features the smart-scaled hammer action. This is a dual-sensor system and does not support escapement. Because the body is so slim, the pivot length of the keys is short. This means you need a bit more force when pressing the inner part of the keys. Some players also mention that the action feels a bit artificial because the black keys feel lighter than the white ones. On the bright side, the key surfaces have an ebony and ivory textured finish, which feels quite nice. The polyphony count is 192, the highest among the 3 models today. It can handle complex pieces smoothly without any notes dropping out. A 3-pedal unit can be used with a dedicated stand. You can use Bluetooth MIDI functionality via a dedicated adapter. The touch interface and minimal design are very attractive. It can run on batteries and is the most portable among the 3. However, its price is slightly higher than the other models. Last is the Yamaha P145, the successor to the world's best-selling digital piano line. It features the GHC, Graded Hammer Compact action, also used in the P225. It uses a dual sensor system and lacks escapement. While it's an improvement over the previous GHS action, it's still very much an entry-level feel. It lacks the heavy, deep feel of a real grand piano, but its moderate weight makes it comfortable for anyone to play. One thing to note is that the plastic texture of the keys might feel a bit slippery if your hands get sweaty. The polyphony count is 64. While it's the lowest spec here, Yamaha's efficient sampling technology means you won't notice much of a difference in general playing. However, for advanced classical pieces, you might want to consider the P225. It supports a 3-pedal system, allowing for standard classical practice. Unfortunately, it does not support Bluetooth MIDI. Keep in mind that you'll need a cable to connect to apps. True to Yamaha, it features the bright and clear pure CF sampling tone. This is the sound many people find most familiar and standard. Yamaha is also well known for its brand reliability and excellent customer service. The P145 is one of the most popular entry-level models worldwide. If you want a proven model without overcomplicating things, this is likely your safest bet. Other models worth considering in this price range include the Korg B2 Plus with its high-quality sound engine, the slim and budget-friendly Casio CDPS 160, and the Kurzweil KAE1, which features a German D concert grand piano engine. Just as there's no single dish that suits everyone's taste, the same goes for digital pianos. Some people love the touch of the FP10, while others prefer the bright sound and feel of a Yamaha. So even if you're not ready to buy yet, I highly recommend visiting a store and testing these 3 models yourself. These products are essentially the benchmarks of the current market, so they will be a huge help when you compare other instruments. Here's one more tip. When choosing a digital piano, I personally recommend looking at the key action before the sound. Sound can always be upgraded later with external devices, but you can never change the key action once you've bought it. Furthermore, low-quality actions not only feel poor, but also lack accuracy when connecting to MIDI, and they are more prone to breaking down over time. This is why I spent so much time emphasizing the key action today. Now, you might be wondering, what if I already bought a piano and don't like the sound? The biggest advantage of a digital piano is its expandability. By connecting a virtual piano app on your smartphone, you can enjoy the sound of a multi-million-dollar grand piano right from your own instrument. The performance you heard at the beginning of this video was made using this exact method. I personally use and love apps like Pianotech, Ravenscroft, and Pure Piano. If you've been craving a truly realistic and high-end grand piano sound, you'll be very satisfied with these apps. However, there are a few practical issues. Most of these high-quality apps are iOS only and paid, and they require a bit of technical knowledge to use properly. Also, while Android users once had a great option like iGrand, it has unfortunately disappeared, leaving the Google Play Store with mostly educational or casual apps. This has left Android users with very limited choices. I felt this gap very deeply as well. That's why I decided to take part in developing one myself, with the mindset of, let's build it because we need it. The result is the app Concert Grand Piano. We directly sampled world-class concert grand pianos and developed a custom engine that recreates realistic and delicate expressions. Now, with just an Android phone, you can experience high-end sound even on a budget-friendly digital piano. Our philosophy was that anyone who loves the piano should be able to play immediately, without complex settings or expert knowledge. We've included essential features like a metronome and recording, and it's designed so that once you connect, you can focus solely on your performance. It is the only app in the world dedicated specifically to pianists. Currently, we are offering all samples and features for free, as we want more students and players to practice with a great sound. It took a lot of time and resources to build, but we really wanted to fill that void for Android users. For all you Android users who have been disappointed by your digital piano's sound, check out the link in the pinned comment below to experience premium grand piano sounds for free. With nearly 50,000 users around the globe, it's already a proven choice for pianists everywhere. I hope today's video helped you in choosing the right digital piano for you. I'll be back with more helpful content next time. Thank you for watching.